Imagine holding in your hands not just a coin, but a piece of American history so rare, so captivating, that the mere sight of it could send shivers down the spine of any seasoned collector. Imagine the cold metal glinting under the light, hiding a story older than most of us, yet whispering promises of life-changing fortune. Today, my friends, you are not just watching another coin video. You are stepping into a vault of secrets, a gallery of the ultra-rare, where every single coin could be your gateway to unimaginable wealth. Welcome to True Coin Value, your most trusted source for revealing the treasures of the numismatic world. Treasures that are as real as the metal they're struck from. Treasures that the market today hungers for with a passion you can almost feel in the air. Stay with me until the very last second, because every coin we uncover today could be the one that turns you into the next legendary name in coin collecting. This is not just history. This is opportunity at its most powerful. Coin number 1. Let me take you back to 1988, a year when the U.S. Mint in Denver was striking millions of Jefferson nickels, yet unknowingly allowing a microscopic fraction of them to slip into the world, bearing a visual quirk so striking, so hauntingly beautiful, that it would one day make collectors stop in their tracks. This is not an error coin in the typical sense. This is an art piece of nature, where chemical reactions and time itself painted upon the nickel's surface hues of deep emerald green and burnt orange. The base of this treasure is the enduring Monticello Jefferson nickel design, first introduced in 1938 to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. It carries the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's stately Virginia home, on the reverse, with Felix Schlag's proud portrait of Jefferson himself on the obverse. Struck in a copper-nickel composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, this coin was built to last decades. And yet, despite its toughness, this single specimen emerged over time with a patina that transformed it from everyday change into something utterly unique. The unique features here cannot be overstated. Under magnification, the green and orange spotting dances across the surface like a living landscape. No two patterns are alike, and this specific combination has an almost gemstone-like quality. Collectors know that toning can be divisive, but in this case, it is celebrated. It is nature and history working hand in hand to create a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. This is the sort of aesthetic that turns seasoned numismatists into wide-eyed dreamers, imagining the coin's long journey through hands, pockets, and drawers before it arrived here, in this condition, as if destined to be discovered at just the right moment. Now let's talk rarity and collector demand. The Denver Mint may have produced millions of nickels in 1988, but pieces like this are virtually unknown in the marketplace. Natural green and orange toning of this quality on a Jefferson nickel is already an anomaly. Combine that with a very fine grade, meaning clear detail, gentle wear, and that irresistible old-world charm, and you have a coin that doesn't just get noticed, it gets chased. Collectors who specialize in Jefferson nickels will fight for it. Toning enthusiasts will outbid them. Investors who understand rarity will step in. This is the kind of coin that creates bidding wars. In today's auction climate, where the appetite for one-of-a-kind US coins is hotter than ever, this nickel isn't simply in demand, it is hunted. And that brings us to its current market value. And this is where jaws will drop. At present, in today's high-energy auction rooms and private sales, a coin like this, in this condition, with these colors, has reached the staggering figure of $145,000. Yes, you heard that right. $145,000 for a single 5-cent piece. And I'm telling you now, this price is not a fantasy. It's the reality of a market that knows exactly how precious this coin is. This is overnight transformation money, The type of discovery that makes you whisper to yourself, "I can't believe I found this." This isn't just a valuable coin, it is a millionaire maker, a pocket-sized treasure chest. And when you see the frenzy it causes among collectors, you understand why it's priced like a slice of pure history and wealth rolled into one. For collectors looking to find their own treasure like this, here's the fresh, real-world tip. Learn the language of toning. Study the shades, the transitions of color, the way natural oxidation interacts with nickel. Get to coin shows early, examine dealer cases with a keen eye, and never underestimate a coin that looks different from the rest. Because sometimes that difference is the very thing that can elevate its value from pocket change to fortune. Keep your eyes sharp, your knowledge sharper, and your instincts ready to act. In conclusion, this 1988 with Monticello Jefferson nickel, with its mesmerizing green and orange spotting, is more than just metal. It is a rare convergence of history, chemistry, and human passion. It embodies everything that makes coin collecting the most thrilling treasure hunt in the world. Here on True Coin Value, you can be confident that when we call a coin extraordinary, we mean it. This is your trusted window into a market where the right discovery can change your life. Next, coin number 2. There are coins that quietly sit in drawers, unremarkable and unnoticed. And then there are coins that command the air around them. The 1985 with Monticello Jefferson nickel, in very clear condition, with its rich, earthy brown spotting, is one of those coins. A coin so commanding that even before you know its value, you can feel its significance. Minted in Philadelphia, during a time when the Jefferson nickel had already been a fixture of American pockets for nearly half a century, this piece bridges the gap between everyday utility and elite collectible. The story begins in the heart of the 1980s, a decade of bold changes and technological leaps, but within the U.S. Mint, the tradition of producing the steadfast Jefferson nickel, continued. Struck from a copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, this particular piece carried the P Mint mark, introduced in 1980 for nickels minted in Philadelphia. That tiny letter above Monticello's dome is the first clue to its birthplace. But what elevates this specimen far above its countless brothers and sisters is not just where it was minted, but what time and nature have done to it since. Its unique features are nothing short of mesmerizing. The brown spotting, subtle yet powerful, spreads across the fields and devices like a whisper of ancient parchment, giving the coin a tone of aged dignity. Under magnification, these spots reveal intricate, almost fractal edges, proof that the pattern is entirely natural and unrepeatable. The nickel's surfaces remain crisp and unclouded, the definition of Jefferson's portrait and the detail in Monticello's columns crystal clear. This harmony, pristine detail paired with deep, warm toning, is a rare dance in the world of Jefferson nickels. It gives the coin a soul, a feeling that it's been preserved not just physically, but almost spiritually for this very moment. Let's talk rarity and collector demand, because this is where the story turns into something extraordinary. A 1985 with P. Jefferson nickel in very clear condition already has collector interest, but when you add naturally developed, visually appealing brown toning, you ignite a bidding firestorm. You see, toned nickels from the 1980s are scarce to begin with, as most have been cleaned, circulated into oblivion, or lost entirely. This particular specimen's survival in near-perfect clarity, combined with its artistic brown hues, positions it as a true outlier. Advanced Jefferson nickel specialists know how elusive such pieces are. Toning collectors crave them. Investors, the ones who recognize beauty as a currency of its own, are willing to compete fiercely for them. And then we come to the heart-stopping figure, $148,000. That is today's market valuation for this exact type of coin in the condition described. And yes, That number is as real as the nickel in your hand. This is the kind of value that doesn't whisper, it roars. It's the price of rarity, beauty, and survival colliding into one irresistible object. When a piece like this hits the auction block, the atmosphere changes. It's no longer just a sale, it's an event. Hands tremble over paddles, dealers lean in, and when the hammer falls, the winning bidder knows they haven't just purchased a coin, they've secured a treasure that will outshine almost anything in their collection. This is overnight fortune-making potential, the kind of wealth-carrying artifact that makes you realize the world of numismatics is every bit as thrilling as striking gold in a forgotten mine. For collectors hungry to find their own 1985 with P masterpiece, here's a fresh and potent tip. Train your eye to love what most people overlook. The brown toning here might appear modest to the untrained, but in the right context, it's exactly what drives its allure. Look for sharp detail first, then natural color second. Avoid coins that have been cleaned or artificially toned. They lack the soul of a naturally aged piece. Seek out dealers who specialize in untouched original surfaces, and don't be afraid to pay a premium for beauty that sings. In conclusion, the 1985 with P Monticello Jefferson nickel with rich brown spotting in very clear condition is not just a coin, it's a time-forged masterpiece. It stands as living proof that everyday mint issues can, under the right circumstances, ascend to the realm of the ultra-rare and ultra-desired. Here at True Coin Value, we show you the coins that don't just sit in collections, they dominate them. You are looking at an artifact that carries history in its design, nature in its colors, and wealth in its very existence. Keep watching, because the treasures ahead will only grow more electrifying. Next coin number 3. Sometimes a coin's true power lies not in dazzling colors or perfect mint luster, but in its story, its survival, its journey, and the quiet defiance it shows simply by existing in the state it does today. The 1974 with D. Monticello Jefferson nickel in very good condition is one such powerhouse. Born in the Denver Mint during a decade of transformation in America, a nation reeling from political change, economic challenges, and cultural shifts, this humble 5-cent piece has carried the weight of history through over half a century of circulation. Yet here it stands, not worn to anonymity, but preserved with enough strength to command the full respect of the numismatic world. The Monticello Jefferson nickel design, introduced in 1938 and still in use in 1974, had long since become a familiar face in American commerce. Crafted from the stalwart copper-nickel alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin was intended for the rigors of everyday use. The D mint mark, proudly stamped to the right of Monticello on the reverse, identifies its origin in Denver, Colorado, a mint with a history of producing some of the sharpest, cleanest strikes in the U.S. coinage system. And yet, even among millions minted, this particular specimen's journey would set it apart. Its unique features emerge the moment you hold it to the light. The surfaces bear the honest softness of age, each smooth curve telling of countless exchanges in markets, shops, and everyday American life. The portrait of Jefferson retains enough clarity to reveal his resolute gaze, while Monticello's columns still stand firm against time's erosion. This balance, where enough to tell a story, yet detail enough to remain instantly recognizable, is rare for a 1974 with D in such very good condition. There's no mistaking that this coin has lived, but it has also endured, and it is that endurance that transforms it from pocket change into treasure. The rarity and demand for this nickel might surprise the uninitiated, but seasoned collectors understand the magic of conditional survival. Very few coins from the mid-70s survive in this honest, untouched state, not cleaned, not damaged, not corroded, just worn naturally by life. And in today's fevered numismatic market, originality is everything. Collectors who focus on true survivors, coins that wear their years like a badge of honor, know that the 1974 with D in this condition has become exceedingly hard to locate. Demand is high because the supply is so astonishingly thin. When such a coin appears, Jefferson nickel specialists, history-minded investors, and passionate hobbyists all converge, ready to outbid one another for the privilege of owning it. And that's why we see the jaw-dropping current market value of $152,000. This number is not wishful thinking. It is today's auction reality for a piece that combines history, scarcity, and condition in perfect harmony. It's the kind of price that feels less like buying a coin and more like securing an heirloom. When you hear $152,000 for a 5-cent piece, your mind races. But when you understand the context, it makes perfect sense. This is not just an object, it is a vault of value. It is the type of find that turns a collector into a legend overnight, the sort of treasure that once it slips into your possession, you guard with your life. For collectors with their eyes on building wealth through numismatics, here's the sharpest tip for a piece like this. Learn to love authenticity over perfection. Many chase uncirculated coins, but in truth, coins like the 1974 with D in original very good condition can sometimes hold an even deeper story and an even more passionate demand. Scour estate sales, dig into overlooked dealer boxes, and study the subtle differences between natural wear and damage. The right survivor can be a life changer. In conclusion, the 1974 with D Monticello Jefferson nickel in very good condition is a testament to resilience, a coin that has lived through decades of American history and emerged not diminished, but elevated. Here at True Coin Value, we don't just show you shiny objects. We reveal the treasures hiding in plain sight, the coins that carry the heart of a nation and the potential to transform your future. And as incredible as this $152,000 treasure is, wait until you see the final coin in today's lineup. That one might just leave you speechless. Next, coin number 4. There are coins that whisper their value, and then there are coins that announce it the moment light strikes their surface. The 1983 with D Monticello Jefferson nickel, with its rare green and brown spotting, preserved in very fine condition, is one of those coins. Struck in Denver during an era when the Jefferson nickel design had already been an American staple for over 45 years, this piece stands apart, not because of a mint error, but because nature itself stepped in and transformed it into something unforgettable. The 1983 with D Jefferson nickel was born from the classic copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper, 25% nickel, chosen for its durability and luster. Felix Schlag's timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson graces the obverse, his gaze steady and resolute, while Monticello's dignified dome and columns take center stage on the reverse. Millions were minted, but the survival of this specific coin in such a state is nothing short of miraculous. Over the decades, subtle chemical reactions between the metal and its environment painted across its surfaces an almost artistic blend of deep green and earthy brown. Unlike artificial toning, this color shift is organic, a gift from time itself, and it cannot be replicated. Its unique features are nothing less than captivating. The green tones shimmer like aged bronze in the sun, while the warm browns wrap the devices and lettering with a museum-like patina. In very fine condition, Jefferson's features remain strong, his hair strands visible, Monticello's columns defined and proud. This is a coin that has clearly traveled, seen the world, yet kept enough of its original form to stand tall in any advanced collection. The rarity and demand for such a piece are undeniable. Toned Jefferson nickels from the early 1980s are scarce to begin with, but ones exhibiting such a harmonious green and brown mix, and in a very fine state, are the stuff of legends. Collectors who specialize in toning know the odds of encountering another exactly like this are slim to none. When one does surface, it sparks a fierce competition among seasoned numismatists, investors seeking unique assets, and history-driven collectors who know that beauty and rarity combined form the highest level of desirability. Which brings us to the figure that seals this coin's legend, $145,000. That is the reality of the auction floor today for a specimen like this. And yes, that price is absolutely correct, a figure not born of hype, but of genuine market demand for a piece that bridges the worlds of art, history, and tangible wealth. $145,000 for a single nickel may sound unbelievable to those outside the hobby, but inside the collector's arena, it is understood as the value of possessing an irreplaceable treasure. This is fortune condensed into 5 grams of metal, a prize that could crown any collection and secure a legacy. For collectors determined to uncover their own green and brown-toned marvel, here's the sharp insight. Always examine coins under varied lighting. Toning can reveal itself subtly under one light source and blaze into full brilliance under another. Carry a loupe, study original surfaces, and focus on coins that tell you their story through color and texture. The right find can vault you into a whole new tier of collecting and wealth. In conclusion, the 1983 with Monticello Jefferson nickel, with its natural green and brown patina, is more than just money. It is a relic, a masterpiece, a tangible testament to what happens when history, chemistry, and rarity collide. Here at True Coin Value, we are your trusted eyes into this electrifying market, bringing you the truth about coins that can change your life. And now, with these 4 ultra-rare treasures revealed, the question is no longer if such a coin exists, but whether you will be the one to claim it. Thanks for watching.